Daniel, how excited are you for the upcoming Superfight at KAIROS 2?
Super excited. Can't wait to get back on the stage again, and especially against a good opponent like Tommy. It's going to be a good show. So really looking forward to it.
Fantastic. And I gather you fought Tommy before and you,
Yeah,
you
we
might be
fought.
good friends.
Yeah. We fought at Europeans in the gi at purple belt, and then we fought later on at the Grapple Fest at black belt.
So no hard feelings.
No, definitely not. No.
Oh, so it sounds like it might be quite an exciting, fun, entertaining match.
Yeah.
Talk me through your kind of mindset and preparation for this super fight.
So with super fights, I always try to give a show. So I want to go for submissions, open dynamic jiu-jitsu. That's what I'm looking to do.
Fantastic. We are all very much looking forward to this. And of course, KAIROS 2 is for the female division under 55 kg. And we're putting in place this super fight with yourself, Daniel and Tommy. So great to chat with you for the KAIROS Pro Jiu Jitsu podcast. And the KAIROS 2 event that will be happening on the 27th of April at EscapologyBJJ, sponsored by 866 Jiu Jitsu Wellness Camp based in Whaley Bridge, Derbyshire. Go and check out the latest events and get yourself booked on. Frontier Risks Group, disruptors to the security and risk space. If you're a professional already operating in the security, risk management, safety, or consultancy space, you can choose from a range of courses designed to enhance your knowledge, skill set, and network. Two Chefs Meal Prep, delivering nationwide. Go and order the lamb ragu, low and slow cooked lamb shoulder with wine and hard herbs. This results in a sweeter flavour compared to the more well known beef ragu, served over pasta with roasted carrots. Jits Magazine, your home for BJJ and Jiu Jitsu news, including the latest in MMA, events results, interviews, and features. And me, Jiu Jitsu Lou, podcast host Lou Temlett, your host of this show, aiming to get more people listening and watching to great Jiu Jitsu podcasts. Go and check us out. The links are in the show notes. So, Daniel, talk to me about your values and how you kind of have grown your jiu-jitsu over the years.
Good question. I think my main thing in jiu-jitsu is just dedication, consistency, and hard work, combined with loyalty. I think I'm not a very athletic specimen. I'm not like a freak athlete. I used to be picked last in gym. Sorry, you guys call it differently. PE class, I think.
Yep.
Physical education. Yeah. But through just training a lot and for a long time, I did manage to get some nice titles. And the other big value for me is loyalty. I've been training under the same coach since 2015, and me and all my teammates, we have a very similar game using our signature moves from the house in Brazil.
Oh, I love that. Now, talk me through some of those signature moves if we don't already know what they are.
Yeah, so we're really well known for the half guard, and I never really believed in that. And because it was like an old man's game, and then at brown belt I got injured once, and then my coach took me apart and said, okay, now you're gonna learn half guard since you can't use your foot, you're gonna use half guard, and that's when it became a really big part of my game. And other really signature moves for us are the guillotine and the footlock. So those are other moves I really like to do.
Fantastic. Now, some of us will relate to the half guard kind of starting off because we can't quite get full guard or maintain our guard game. But talk me through some of the half guard techniques that might benefit, some of the pro athletes equally, some of us everyday competitors.
Yeah, so the big move I like to teach to everybody, and especially to my older students, like the students above 30, is the Coyote half guard. That's where you get that underhook, hug the hip, and you start
Yep.
torquing the knee. I learned it from my coach Thiago Abreu, and it's a super effective move. And it doesn't really matter what your weight is or your age; everybody can use it. I use it at a low weight, but you'll see super heavyweights use it as well. So that's why it's such a nice move to have.
I like that. And thank you for mentioning the over 30s. There are many of us now, and we all still very much enjoy training and competing at Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. But this KAIROS 2 event is very much about the women. How do you feel potentially being outnumbered at this upcoming event, Daniel?
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of new, not too new. We do have a lot of women in the gym, and we have special women's classes taught by my girlfriend Sarah Tui. So I am used to having a lot of women training jiu-jitsu around me. But in a super fight event, that's definitely going to be a first for me.
I think it will be incredibly exciting. All of the pro athletes that I've already spoken to are just ready to go. The competition spirit, the energy is just going to be incredible. What aspect of your personality are you going to bring to this event?
Ooh, good question. Just hard work, just preparing really well for it. I have some really good training partners. I'm training under my good friend Dennis Savage now. He's leading the training camp, so I'm gonna be well prepared and ready to go.
Fantastic. Now, talk to me about your previous matches with Tommy Yip.
Yeah, so the problem with Tommy is he doesn't tap to footlock. So especially at purple belt, that was basically my only move. I went out there, I wanted to footlock everybody, and and I was yanking the footlock, and Tommy's like, "Nah, man, I'm not gonna tap to a footlock." And then I remember meeting him the next day. He didn't tap. He took it like a man, like a real samurai. And the next day, his whole ankle was black. But yeah, Tommy is very hard to tap. So that was the first match. And then at Grapple Fest, we had another really exciting match. Tommy really known to push the pace, does a lot of really cool moves, diving stuff, jumping stuff, and I managed to win a judge's decision there. Yeah, had a little bit more attacks. I think I managed to pass his guard even from a half guard sweep. So that was a really fun match, very exciting, I think, for the fans as well.
Fantastic. I love the fact that you've kind of started to mention matches being fun, but also Tommy's determination in not tapping to a footlock. Do you
Yeah,
think
he's a
there's
true
any
samurai.
do you think there's any chance of him tapping to a footlock this super fight?
I don't think he will. No, no. He made his point, and I think he's gonna stick to it.
Okay. So you're on a completely different tactic to the footlocks then, I assume.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to pull some secret tricks out of my sleeve. So I won't get in too much detail, but yeah, getting the footlock is gonna be a very tough challenge on Tommy.
Okay. I mean, if you try, it might be a humorous moment and he might just raise his eyebrows at you and, shake his head. I don't know.
Yeah, I might use that as a distraction. So while he's laughing at my footlock, I might go for something else. That might be a good strategy.
Tommy, if you're listening, thank you for listening. And hopefully I'll be able to talk to you soon. So, talk to me about your training camp, Daniel.
Yeah, so right now I'm training every day at 10 in the morning. That's where we have our pro sessions. I'm training with some of the best grapplers in the country, and either I'm running the class or my good friend Dennis Savage is running the class. And yeah, he's really pushing us. We're also preparing for the Dublin Open with the competition team, so we're all working towards some big competitions in April.
Amazing. I love that there's always a mindset of preparing, getting ready for matches and fights. Are you mostly in training camp the whole of the year, or do you have some downtime?
Yeah, so I wouldn't call it downtime, but now since 2 years, I've started a new endeavor with Haven BJJ, which is a gym, which is a full-time job. So it's more of a balance with what do I focus on most? Do I focus most on the teaching aspect? Do I focus
Yeah.
most on the business aspect? Do I focus most on the being an athlete myself aspect?
Yeah.
So that's rotating throughout the year, where I put most of my focus on. I'm always doing all three at the same time, but getting closer to important super fights like this, I'll leave the business and the coaching a little bit more to the side, and I really focus on being an athlete. And then when I'm not in training camp for a certain super fight, I'll focus more on the business or on the coaching aspect of the job.
Fantastic. We'll hear more about the business in a moment. This is the KAIROS Pro Jiu Jitsu podcast with me, Lou Temlett, coming to you from the UK. One of the things that would really help this show grow is by you subscribing on whichever platform you're on: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Amazon Music. If you could do that for me right now, I would be forever grateful. And as always, go and check out the clips on YouTube and Instagram at Kairos_pro_jiu-jitsu. Today, I'm having a conversation with Daniel de Groot. Daniel, you mentioned Haven BJJ and the balance of business training and being a competitor. Talk to me about Haven BJJ and the aspects of business now.
Yeah, so we opened a little bit more than 2 years ago. And I think now we're probably the biggest gym in the city, one of the bigger gyms in the Netherlands. And we're really trying to bring jiu-jitsu to everyone. Where when I started, there were like 3 classes a week, and it was more for like the 30 plus guys that already did martial arts. But really,
Yeah.
we really try to bring jiu-jitsu to everybody. So not just for tough guys, but for women, for kids, for teens, for people that never did any martial art or any other sport before. At the same time, building a strong competition team that can compete with the best in the world. So that's the kind of balance I look for with Haven BJJ, making jiu-jitsu accessible, but also
Yeah.
performing at a high level with the competitors.
I think that's really honourable to have that feed of everyday competitors and building a competition team. How has that grown over the years, Daniel?
Quite well, yeah. We as the coaches, and then I mainly mean me and Savage, we've grown a lot. So we learned a lot of lessons from working with athletes before.
Mm.
And now we can bring a lot more knowledge and a lot more experience to the table. So we can see the athletes that are coming up now, they're improving a lot faster than the athletes we used to work with earlier. And we see that with the kids and the teens as well, that the growth, I say that the growth process is just a lot quicker. People improve a lot faster,
Yeah.
and they can hopefully reach a lot higher heights.
Fantastic. What would you recommend for anyone starting out for their competition season in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? And then I'll ask you about advice for pro athletes.
So for people that want to compete for the first time, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's very important to have a good game plan. I always like my people that are going to compete to have at least one submission they know they can hit on people around the
Yeah.
same weight, around the same level. So a good example, we had a competition a few weeks back, and one of the morning class students was competing, and I asked the coach of the morning class, "Hey Brian, what's Muteba's best submission?" And right away he could answer it. It's a Kimura, and he hit the Kimura in the competition as well. So I like them to have at least one submission they're very comfortable with,
Yep.
and then solid escape, solid guard retention. I think you should have a good base of jiu-jitsu already before you compete. Otherwise, it can be very
Yeah.
disstimulating. It can be a bit tough on you because you just get your ass beat, and then maybe you don't compete again, and maybe you quit jiu-jitsu. So I'd say
Yep.
build that solid ground, train for at least a few months or a year, get one good move, and then test yourself.
Fantastic. I love that advice. I'm already picking up tips for my competition game, Daniel. So thank you.
Good.
Um, okay. How do you advise and support the pro athletes that are competing, maybe at the top of your competition team?
Yeah, so we have a special program for the competitors. We open up a few spots. We're still looking for sponsors to make it possible to open up more spots, but we're helping these guys. We have training every day, relatively small group with only very dedicated athletes, where we push them. We provide good training partners. We provide guidance as well, technical, tactical, and even like some career guidance. And yeah, we have those sessions on a daily basis.
Fantastic. And what do those sessions look like for those pro athletes?
Yeah, depends a bit on where we are in the periodization. So closer to competitions, we'll do high intensity, and we'll build down the intensity closer to the competition, so they're completely fit. So the training depends on which level of intensity we look for in that week. But we usually start with some free drilling where people can work on whatever they want to work on. So they'll do a lot of self study as well. Then some specific and situational rounds, so positions they want to work on, but also some situations they might encounter. And then plenty of free sparring as well. And then in the end, we'll all come together and we provide feedback to each other. So we'll share something that went well and maybe something we had trouble with. So with the group, we can solve that. And we have a very nice and diverse group. We have some of the top wrestlers in the Netherlands, but also some really good guard players, leg lockers. So together we can usually find a solution to the problem we encounter.
That sounds very kind of advanced. And you mentioned feedback. I think giving, receiving feedback is ultimately important for our own games. How important is it for the growth of competitors?
I think very important. I mentioned him before, Dennis Savage. When I'm closer to competitions, he'll take more of a leading role in the training camp, so I can really step back and be a competitor. And he'll give me feedback. He'll give me guidance on what to focus on, and that's been a really big improvement to my game personally. To have somebody to coach me as well. As the coach, you also still need coaching. So having Dennis there on a daily basis is super useful for me.
Yeah, I think out of all of this, we can't do this alone. We have to have supporters, feedback, other coaches, even if you're a coach yourself, to develop and grow your game.
Yeah.
It sounds like a big kind of community, bringing everyone along with us and kind of continuing to grow and improve throughout our game. Talk to me about other competitions aside from the matches with Tommy.
That I've done before.
Mm,
Yeah, so started competing at white belt. I medaled at some local tournaments, but nothing too crazy. Then in 2014, I won my first. It was still what was it? The UAEJJF. What's now AGP. I won a local one of that, and then
yeah.
I really started to focus more on training. So I started training at a serious competitive gym. I started training in Brazil, and then eventually my first really big wins at color belt were Nogi Brasileiros in 2018, I believe, and then in 2019 I won Nogi Europeans as well.
And how did it feel to win those titles?
Good. It's something I always work towards. I would like be in the stadium and lose in the first round, and then see the people on the podium and imagine, oh, how great it must be. But to be very honest with you, and it might be some tough news for the up and coming competitors that are trying to win a Grand Slam. Once you stand on the podium, it's not so much different than winning the local, I don't know, West London grappling tournament. Or at the end of the day, it's just a tournament. And what I really realized after winning those Grand Slam titles at Purple Belt is that the titles are nice, but the most important thing is the friends you make along the way, the lessons you learn, the growth of you as a person. So it is nice to win. It's nicer than losing, but it's not all that you make it make it out to be. If you haven't won it yet, I think you'll see that a lot with high level competitors, that they think, oh, once I become the European champion, now everything is gonna roll. I'm gonna be rich, and everybody wants my seminars, and I'm gonna be happy. It doesn't work like that.
No.
It's just a nice boost, but you're still the same person afterwards.
So what drives you forward to continue competing if you're not winning those medals? What is it that kind of keeps you going?
I think it's just the search for self-improvement. And for me, I really like having that goal as well, to work towards, having something to focus on. Like this Superfight now, it makes sure I go to training every time, that I give my best every training, instead of
Yeah.
just slacking off and doing some rounds without any real purpose. So for me, it helps me develop as a person a lot.
Yeah. So having those super fights and other fights or competitions upcoming allows you to focus your mind and drive your energy to aim for something, even if it's not a win, but the continued growth and improvement.
That's the most important thing with anything, with the business as well, with the students as well. It's not about getting to that number or
Yeah.
that amount of medals for the students. It's all about continuous growth, and becoming a better person day by day. Very philosophical now.
We like it. Now, have you been to Escapology BJJ before?
No, I haven't been. I've seen quite a few videos. They have some really good stuff on coaching as well, I believe. My good friend Melvin, he's been there a few times, but I haven't been. No.
I am very excited to visit. I mean, it just looks like the most beautiful, pure white gym in the world. And I'm very excited. What sort of kit are you going to be wearing for this event?
Ooh, good question. I'll probably wear the black and white Haven gear. Yeah,
Nice.
keep it classy.
Good. I like that. Now, talk to me about your future beyond this super fight with Tommy Yip.
Yeah, so the future I'll still be competing. I might do Nogi Brasileiros. The date is not optimal. It's in the summer, but I might do that, and then definitely Nogi Europeans. That's the big goals for this year, and also at the same time working really hard on our competition team to get them ready for those competitions as well.
It sounds like all round you're preparing lots of different aspects of your life and your team to really keep pushing forwards.
Yeah.
Daniel, how can people follow your journey if they're not already?
So you can follow me on Instagram at it's the Groot BJJ, and on YouTube with Haven BJJ we post weekly videos with techniques and tactical stuff. So that might be a nice one to follow as well.
Fantastic. Now, do you have any message for any other Kairos Pro competitors?
I'm not gonna call out any of the the women's in the company. No. Looking forward to meeting you guys there. Good luck in the preparation. Tommy, I will still try to get you in an ankle lock, but I'm sure it won't work. And no other messages to the competitors.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, Daniel. I really appreciate your time and looking forward to seeing you on Kairos too.
Yes, looking forward to it as well. Thank you so much.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. Tell your friends about this show. And as soon as this episode ends, I'd really appreciate you dropping the show a rating and a review. Thanks again for listening. Catch you on the next episode of the Kairos Pro Jiu Jitsu podcast.